make a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm on a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer.
It's on him. You know what I mean? It's on him. He knows that he's going to get this fade sooner or later. So it's only a matter of time. Obviously, we can't go down. You know, we can't go down to 135. So, you know, he would have to come up. And, you know, he can get this work anytime. He ready.
I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. You know? And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man.
The boxing world is buzzing with anticipation as Shakur Stevenson prepares to face Devin Haney at 140 pounds. In a bold move, Stevenson has agreed to strict rehydration conditions, sending a clear message. He's not just confident in his abilities, he knows he's operating on a level few can match.
I told all of these guys, if y'all want me to come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration qualities. I don't even do that. Yeah. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning on going?
When it comes to Devin Haney, there's no hesitation in his voice. This fight with Shakur Stevenson isn't just going to happen. It's a matter of when, not if. Haney's determination is unmistakable, and he's making it crystal clear to anyone listening. This is the bout he truly wants.
Shakur still at 135. You can't, you know, say your name without saying Shakur to your female tank, right? It just is what it is. Is that fight going to ever happen? Would it ever happen against you and Shakur?
100%, yeah. I think so. I think it.
You think Shakur will grow into whatever weight you're in?
I mean, we're all of us is close to the same size. You know, we're all growing together. We're all like, you know, getting bigger. Well, so, and it's only so many guys, like y'all said. It's only so many guys that we could make big money and people want to see the fights. Which, even though I know that they making new guys, is guys like Kermel, Abdullah, all these guys want to come up too. So eventually they gonna be there too. But yeah, no, I think that a fight with Shakur is very much possible. We try to make it happen a while.
Shakur Stevenson doesn't mince words when asked about Devin Haney. Fear? That's not in his vocabulary. But he's aware of the narrative that could be spun, that his team might twist things, claiming he's dodging the fight. Stevenson isn't having it.
Devin Haney.
Okay.
Devin Haney's probably, to me, I don't think it's hit its point yet, but I think in the next year or two, it'll hit a point where it's like the world is gonna demand, you know what I'm saying? I can see the trajectory feels like it could meet like that.
I would love this fight. But look, you gotta watch what you say with like, and this is not even Devin's fault, because Devin is very respectful of my game and I'm respectful of his game. He's a good fighter. But his fans will clip and twist and turn things into something that is not. So I try to be real careful on what I say.
True. This is guy Jay on Twitter. He a big Haney fan. He be always clipping and changing stuff, Jay.
Yeah, they gonna make a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no.
In Shakur Stevenson's mind, the hierarchy is clear. He sees himself on a different plane entirely. And when it comes to Devin Haney, the question isn't about skill, it's about reality. Can Haney knock him out? In Stevenson's eyes, absolutely not.
It's not like he's a fucking stone cold killer who's just gonna go in there and try to knock me the fuck out.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to outbox me. I'm the greatest boxer. How do you... So that's how I feel about the fight.
Yeah.
But it all gotta make sense from a business standpoint. I don't like getting up here and negotiating against myself.
Sure. For sure.
But for me, I'm willing to make the fight.
But do you see it as it being that could, you know, like we always said, the Four Kings, even though you wasn't a part of it, the whole thing, the whole plot is like at the end of the road, there's gonna be two guys left standing, and that's the big fight. Do you see that as that's potentially what that could be?
I'm a bad motherfucker.
For Devin Haney, this isn't just about another fight. It's about legacy. He's hunting for the biggest names, the toughest opponents, fighters like Shakur Stevenson. Because in Haney's world, true greatness isn't given. It's proven in the ring against the very best.
Those fights are not possible. Would you be more inclined just to move up to 140?
Yeah, if I can't get those fights next, or it doesn't make sense for it to be next, I'll probably go to 140, test it out, see how I feel at the weight at 140, and then when the time is right, then I'll defend my belt at 135. We'll just see though. I got to go back and talk with the team and see what makes the most sense. That's really all.
Bill Haney has drawn a line in the sand. The days of coming down in weight are over. If any fighter wants to step in the ring with them, there's only one path forward. Move up to 140 pounds. The ball is in their court.
Why he didn't become undisputed yet. They didn't mention the franchise belt, which directly impacted Devin's career early on, right? And it seemed like, I was saying this on my live earlier, you tell me what you think about this, but it seems to me like there's a lot of people that have tried to block y'all ambition, right? Between you signed to the wrong company, Loma not taking the Devin fight, Tio not taking the Devin fight, Rolly saying he just don't want to fight Devin. Do you see that? Like, how do you see that? As far as like, people know you're ambitious, they know you want to be unified, they know you want to be undisputed, so they put all these obstacles up and they make it hard for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. I think it's been historic in the way that they've done
it. And the door remains open, according to the Haney camp. This showdown can happen whenever the challenger is ready to step up. No more excuses, no more waiting. The fight is there for the taking.
So we must keep our composure and our patience and understand that it's part of the process when you're that good. You know what I mean? We can't say it any other way. They're running out of narratives. You know what I'm saying? And, it's what the people want to see. We don't never say, okay, well, this guy has done something wrong or he did bad business. So, we'll never do it. Obviously, when we go through negotiations and we spend time in there, whether it's put something together for Richard Hitchinson, for him to come back later and to say, I want that fight. Well, when we were trying to make the fight, we couldn't. You didn't want to negotiate. You went somewhere else. When we were negotiating with Shakur Stevenson, instead of him negotiating with us, he said that he's going to go somewhere else.
Tim Bradley has made a bold prediction that's turning heads across the boxing community. He believes Shakur Stevenson has a potential to surpass even the legendary Terrence Crawford. Now, Crawford's legacy is undeniable, a 5-weight division champion sitting comfortably on boxing's Mount Rushmore. But Bradley sees something special in Shakur, that same raw talent Crawford possessed. Here's the key difference. It's not about matching Crawford's collection of undisputed titles or conquering multiple weight classes. It's about opportunity. Crawford's prime years were shadowed by promotional politics that kept dream fights out of reach. Bradley argues that if power brokers like Turkey Alashik had been bridging gaps between promoters back then, Crawford could have faced Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, and Eudenis Yuga's years earlier. Those fights would have elevated Crawford's star even higher than it already is.
But I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terrence Crawford. Listen up. Now, not in the stance of becoming 3-time undisputed and going up to, that many weight classes. Not from that standpoint. He already has 4 weight classes. Crawford is a 5-weight division champion. But in a sense of having the opportunities that Crawford didn't have. Crawford would have been even bigger than what he is if the politics didn't play into the sport at the time. And now that, you have guys like Turkey Alashik that are able to bridge that gap between promoters and make these big fights happen.
Here's where it gets interesting for Shakur. He's entering boxing at the perfect time. The talent pool between 130 and 135 pounds is stacked and, more importantly, accessible. Fighters like Devin Haney, Lamont Roach, Oshawa Foster, Gary Russell Jr., Dalton Smith, and Brian Garcia aren't just names on a list. They're legitimate opponents waiting to be conquered. Bradley's point is simple but powerful. Shakur has both the skill to beat these fighters and the unprecedented opportunity to actually face them. If he capitalizes on this moment, his legacy could surpass Crawford's, not just in accomplishments, but in influence and impact on the sport.
If Turkey was around when Crawford was on his climb, you know, when Crawford couldn't get those big fights with like Thurman and Danny Garcia and Ugas, and, you know, he got it later with Sean Porter, but it was later. But imagine if Crawford was able to have that run and, you know, Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, Ugas, Keith Thurman, you know, the list goes on. If he would have had all those guys on his ledger, imagine how big Crawford would be. He would be even bigger than what he is today. You know, bigger than what he is today. So with that being said, you know, with these fighters hovering around 135, these talented fighters, hovering around 135, 130, you know, guys like, you know, O'Shaquie Foster, like I mentioned, going to go up to 135. He's big enough to go to 135.
There's an elephant in the room, a major roadblock that could derail everything. But when you watch these two warriors in action, one thing becomes undeniable. Barring something catastrophic or outright cheating, neither man is going to lose anytime soon. And the boxing world has taken notice. Devin Haney fires shots at Shakur. Shakur fires back at Devin. This back and forth isn't just trash talk. It's the sound of two elite fighters circling each other, knowing their collision is inevitable. Remember the original plan? The Four Kings 2.0. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis were supposed to recreate the magic of that legendary era. Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran. History appearing to repeat itself.
Is Devin Haney going to concede to that? I doubt it. So there's a major obstacle in the way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose. Right? With that said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur. Shakur responds to Devin. Right? Again, we had the initial Four Kings. It was Devin, Ryan, Tio, and Tank Davis. Right? It was supposed to be the Four Kings 2.0. From the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran.
But there's a name from that golden era that rarely gets mentioned, Wilfred Benitez. Despite defeating Roberto Duran and proving himself against the best, Benitez remains overshadowed by the bigger personalities. And here's the fascinating parallel. Duran, despite his legendary status, went 1-4 against his fellow kings. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard once, then quit in the rematch. Tommy Hearns knocked him out brutally. Marvin Hagler outclassed him completely. Benitez beat him convincingly. Yet Duran's legend eclipses Benitez's accomplishments. Sound familiar? For years, Shakur Stevenson has been the Wilfred Benitez of this generation, overshadowed by Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, and Teofimo Lopez. But something changed. Stevenson dominated Teofimo Lopez so thoroughly that he can no longer be ignored. Meanwhile, Tank Davis's legal troubles and apparent reluctance to face certain opponents have shifted the landscape entirely. The conversation is changing, and Shakur is finally getting his moment in the spotlight.
We had that Four King era, but nobody mentions Wilfred Benitez. And the fact remains is Wilfred Benitez beat Roberto Duran as well. And Roberto Duran is 1-4 against those guys. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time. Outside of that, Roberto Duran, he lost to he quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got knocked out brutally by Tommy Hearns. He got outboxed by Marvin Hagler and outclassed by Wilfred Benitez. Right? But he's overshadowing Wilfred Benitez. And I felt like these guys, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Tio, overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. And now Shakur Stevenson has shined the light by dominating.
Bernie Talbot breaks
Lopez.
down what this fight really means by examining the resumes side by side. Shakur Stevenson now stands as a 4-weight world champion, a 2-time lineal champion, and a 2-time Ring Magazine title holder. His unified championship reign at 130 pounds included a statement victory over Teofimo Lopez, a fighter known for rising to the occasion when the lights are brightest. These aren't just belts and accolades. They're proof of sustained excellence.
After the fight, Conor Ben comes into the ring. They talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. He been saying that, and now he came through victorious. I think he really wants that money for that fight. He wants the money for the fight.
On the other side, Devin Haney has carved his own path as a 3-weight world champion and former undisputed king. Bernie's message to Shakur is direct and powerful. If you want to cement your legacy, fight Devin now, while he's in his absolute prime. No asterisks, no excuses, no room for what-ifs. A victory over a prime Devin Haney would erase any remaining doubts about Shakur Stevenson's place among boxing's elite. Both fighters are exceptional, but according to Bernie, this is a fight that will prove definitively who stands at the top. It's a clash that would showcase Shakur's skill, determination, and championship-level ability against one of the best fighters of this generation.
Legacy fights, accomplishments, because now Shakur is a 4-weight world champion. Devin is a 3-weight world champion. Devin was undisputed, but now Shakur is a 2-time lineal champion. So he's a 2-time Ring Magazine winner. 2-time unified champion. If you want to add the ring, as far as with the WBO, he was unified at 130. So he's a 2-time unified champion, 2-time lineal champion. Beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who rises to the occasion. Had a close fight with George Kambosos. You can make a claim that he was fighting out of frustration or out of emotion, and that was it. He was in his prime too, Josh Taylor seemed to be drained at 140. Not taking away from Devin, but he was already moving up to 47, they were saying. Lomachenko was a little older and smaller.
Shakur Stevenson's performance against Teofimo Lopez was nothing short of masterful, and Bozy Ennis couldn't help but marvel at what he witnessed. What made it even more remarkable? Shakur essentially fought the entire bout with one hand. His jab, often called the most important punch in boxing, was a thing of beauty. Sharp, precise, and relentless, it controlled distance and dictated tempo from the opening bell to the final round. Every movement was calculated, every punch purposeful. Stevenson's technical mastery left Lopez looking like a novice, despite his experience and athletic gifts. For months, critics questioned Shakur's resume, claiming he hadn't faced truly elite competition. Against Lopez, he silenced every doubter. Technically, the performance was flawless. And the truth is, Lopez didn't fail because of his own shortcomings. He failed because he was standing across from Shakur Stevenson.
What I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man. He did everything right, man.
A lot of people thought it would be a tough fight because Teo's athletic, Teo's experienced, he's fought on a high level. Mm-hmm. And, they were critical of Shakur. He ain't fought nobody and this and that. Yeah. He made Teo look like everybody else.
Made him look like an amateur. He looked like an amateur. Yes.
Now, technically, what did you see? Right? Where did Teo go wrong in that fight?
Where he went wrong?
Yeah.
Fighting Shakur. That's where he went wrong. Fighting Shakur. I knew he just running his mouth. He just was talking, man. I knew that from the beginning, even the time when he talked.
Here's what makes it even more impressive. Shakur's left hand was injured during the fight, yet he never let it slow him down. He threw that jab constantly, only occasionally unleashing his left hand when absolutely necessary. Bozy emphasizes a crucial point. Shakur could have stopped Lopez if he'd wanted to, but instead, he managed to fight intelligently, working around the injury, while never losing control. This wasn't just a showcase of skill. It was a demonstration of ring intelligence and mental toughness. The fans in Philadelphia and around the world witnessed a true masterclass, with Shakur asserting himself as one of boxing's brightest stars. Even while hurt, he dominated. Because real greatness doesn't depend on perfect conditions. It thrives on skill, heart, and unwavering focus, no matter what obstacles stand in the way.
Oh, yeah. Shakur, no, you could have got stopped and shit, but Shakur hurt his left hand. His left hand was hurt. If you notice, he was using that jab a lot.
Yeah, jab and then the
you know what I
hook.
mean? And he threw the left hand every now and then. Because I was screaming out. Everybody said they heard me in Philly.
Yo, we can hear you on the TV. Yo.
Yeah, that's my young buck. You know what I mean? And I was telling him throw that straight left hand. Then I noticed when he did throw it, he wasn't throwing it real hard. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But he looked spectacular, man. You know what I mean? You can't ask for nothing more, man. And with me, I don't care about what people say, man. They always want to talk about you and say, oh, he should have did this, should have did that. He did everything that he was supposed to do, and he did it right.
This is a fight everyone wants to see. Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney. Two fighters at the absolute peak of their powers, bringing exceptional skill, blinding speed, and unshakable determination into the ring. Every punch will matter. Every movement will be scrutinized. The stakes couldn't possibly be higher. Fans are already dissecting their styles, re-watching past performances, debating every possible outcome. Shakur's technical brilliance going head-to-head with Devin's combination of agility and precision creates a matchup that promises pure fireworks. The energy surrounding this potential showdown is absolutely electric. This isn't just another fight. This is the kind of bout that defines careers, cements legacies, and creates moments that fans will talk about for decades. When these two finally meet, we could be witnessing one of the most memorable battles in modern boxing history.
Fight that even remotely sparks my interest for Shakur Stevenson is this guy right here, Devin Haney. Look at them. They're the same size. Obviously, Devin's moved up to 147. Shakur demands a catch weight. We'll see if Devin goes for the bait, because I think Shakur Stevenson, there's no doubt about it, he has the skills to compete at 147, to be 5 weight division champion. I feel like that would be